The war has begun, and 5 powerful heroes are immediately joining the fight in Season 1.
And 3 of the 5 are of keen interest to Talon. For the newest tank, we are thrilled to introduce you to Domina. While technically not a member of Talon, Domina is the heiress and VP of Vishkar Industries and has formed a fruitful partnership with Vendetta. This mutually beneficial alliance sees Vishkar securing redevelopment rights for all areas tragically affected by Vendetta's new war. Though she may lack the innate talent of some engineers, she won't let that stop her, as she harnesses some of the most advanced technology that Vishkar has at its disposal, augmenting her own abilities while still keeping her hands clean, so to speak. From a young age, Domina worked hard to fulfill her family's expectations, and it all paid off in the end. Pressure makes a diamond, after all, and Domina truly looks flawless, bringing style and grace to the battlefield.
Domina is Overwatch's first true poke tank since Sigma, with tools to keep enemies at bay and control the battlefield from long range. Her primary fire, Photon Magnum, is a charge-up beam that ends in a burst shot, rewarding precise tracking. As the longest range beam in the game, it defines her lethal zone, draining health from anyone daring to approach. Her barrier array sets her apart defensively. Its wrapped shape not only mitigates damage, but also protects against flankers, giving Domina strong battlefield presence. Unlike traditional shields, its segments can be destroyed individually, forcing enemies to focus fire to break through. Crystal Charge adds another layer of control, unleashing area damage while simultaneously restoring her shields. This makes her a formidable anchor in teamfights, sustaining herself as she pressures opponents. Even in close quarters, Domina isn't helpless. Sonic repulsors knock enemies back in a straight line, stunning them if they collide with walls, perfect for disrupting aggressive dives. And such a distinguished hero needs an ultimate up to her standards. Welcome Panopticon, flipping the concept of barriers on its head. Striking enemies traps them inside a barrier that blocks their damage and healing. When the effect ends, the barrier explodes, delivering devastating, often lethal punishment.
Next up, we're enlisting a former Overwatch agent, Emre, as one of our newest damage heroes. Once a member of the Overwatch strike team, Emre made a name for himself not only due to his skills on the battlefield, but for his commitment to his fellow agents. Principled and open, he stood as a shining example of the ideals Overwatch should hold itself to. But as the years went by, and as Overwatch began to grow looser with protocols and lose sight of its mission, Emre left the organization behind. Only recently was bounty hunter and ex-agent Freya put on his trail, and what she found at the end was beyond what she ever could have expected. This is not the friend she remembers. His body has been heavily modified with cybernetics, and his mind seems at war with itself. Sometimes she sees the old Emre, the skilled soldier and good friend she thought she'd lost long ago, but other times he seems soulless, like his body is being piloted, turned into an unfeeling killing machine. Now aligned with Vendetta, he brings a classic soldier feel with enhanced mobility that makes him exceptionally deadly.
Emre brings a fast-paced run-and-gun style to Overwatch. His synthetic burst rifle fires 3-round bursts at blistering speed, perfect for clipping airborne heroes like Pharah or Echo before they know what hit them. Need precision? Just go ahead and pull up his scope. It slightly tightens the rifle's burst spread, but unlike most scoped weapons, Emre actually keeps his normal movement speed. It's a slick way to win those long-range duels and nail clutch headshots without sacrificing mobility. When things get dicey, his cybernetics deploy the Siphon Blaster, a sidearm that packs explosive damage, heals through lifesteal, and boosts both speed and jump height. Whether you're escaping a dive, chasing down a straggler, or leaping to high ground, it's a lifesaver. For extra punch, toss out Emre's Cyber Frags. These versatile explosives chip away at health, bounce off walls, and make nasty finishers around corners. They're the perfect setup tool or surprise burst in close fights. And then there's his ultimate, Override Protocol. The program takes full control, lifting Emre into the air and arming him with a devastating cannon. Fire off repeated explosive shots or charge up one massive blast that can shred entire enemy teams. There should be a level of familiarity here, packed with interesting twists that encapsulate what Overwatch heroes are all about.
Now let's talk about a new Talon-affiliated support, Mizuki. Mizuki is a member of the Hashimoto, Talon's loyal allies in Japan. Though still quite young, Mizuki has grown detached and hardened after years of misfortune and fighting under the severe expectations of his clan. However, some in the clan still believe he isn't cut out for this life. But through his own dedication and the influence of clan elders, he has cemented himself as a vital player in the Hashimoto's ranks. While a formidable asset for Talon's goals, keep a close eye on Mizuki. His latest assignment has him infiltrating a group of troublemakers down near Kanezaka, the yokai. We'd hoped he would deal with them swiftly, but we fear he may be caught between loyalties. Losing him to the yokai, or worse yet, Overwatch, would be a blow to Vendetta's plans in the region.
Mizuki is an aggressive support who plays closer to the action than some of the other heroes in the role. His core healing tool is Remedy Aura, a field that surrounds him. The aura is similar to Lucio's, but Mizuki can charge this aura by healing allies with other abilities or even by dealing damage. To keep pressure on enemies, Mizuki wields Spirit Glaive, a bouncing projectile that dishes out steady damage while fueling his aura. Healing Kasa is a chain heal that bounces up to 3 allies. You choose the first target, and the Enchanted Hat does the rest. With multiple charges, Mizuki can quickly stabilize his team, while also receiving a bit of healing himself, perfect for holding aggressive positions. Extra survivability comes from Katashiro Return, a mobility skill that boosts his speed and lets him teleport back to his starting position. It's an escape option, but also a clever way to outplay opponents mid-duel. And if enemies get too bold, Binding Chain tethers them to a confined area, slowing mobile heroes or grounding airborne threats. Finally, Mizuki's ultimate, Kakai Sanctuary, creates a protective zone. Its outer layer absorbs incoming projectiles, while allies inside receive healing. Whether countering enemy ultimates or flipping a fight in your favor, it's a powerful tool that cements Mizuki as a support who thrives on aggression and clutch plays.
While Talon's roster is impressive, we would be remiss if we didn't brief you on who's joining up with Overwatch when Season 1 launches. A clear contrast to Mizuki's cool demeanor, Anran heats things up in the damage role. The elder sister of the water-wielding Wuyong, Anran is a star student at Wuxing University. She's confident, hardworking, and holds others to the same high standards she holds herself to. Now she joins Overwatch alongside her brother with hope to save the world and keep him out of trouble at the same time. Like Wuyong, she fights with Wuxing's elemental technology. Wielding twin fans that allow her to control fire, she reminds her foes to steer clear or get burned.
Anran is an assassin-style DPS who thrives on mobility and flanking. Her Juche fans fire 2 blazing projectiles, stacking her ignition passive to set enemies on fire. Burning foes take damage over time and become more vulnerable, setting up her piercing secondary attack. When she uses Fan the Flames against ignited targets, the damage doubles, making eliminations swift and deadly. To get in so close, she commands the elements to move around the battlefield. With Inferno Rush, Anran dashes forward, damaging and knocking back enemies while gaining vertical mobility to reach high ground or cross gaps. 2 charges let her reposition quickly or dive straight into the backline. Her training really pays off with Dancing Blaze, phasing her to nearby enemies for damage or as a time dodge against big abilities, even ultimates. The invulnerability window extends with each enemy hit, encouraging bold dives right into the fray. And then there's her ultimate, or ultimates. Alive, Anran unleashes Vermilion Ascent, soaring upward before crashing down to ignite enemies. But if she dies first, Vermilion Revival triggers a fiery explosion, resurrecting her mid-battle. It's both a second chance and a sneaky way to flip the fight. We're really excited to see Anran join Overwatch's roster. So excited, in fact, that she'll actually be available early for a hero trial starting tomorrow, February 5th, until Season 1 launches on the 10th. But I think there's still one more hero to talk about, Miranda.
The cat. In a world with gorilla scientists and hamster engineers, a cat wreaking havoc in a jetpack makes almost too much sense. Not much is known about this new arrival to the team. She appeared in Gibraltar as a stray, and if there's more to her story, she certainly isn't sharing it. But whatever her origin, Overwatch's very own Brigitte was eager to adopt a new feline friend. Jetpack Cat has proven to be a surprising help in the fight against Talon. Her lightning-fast reflexes and her uncanny balance allow her to provide support in even the hairiest firefights. She'll put all 9 lives on the line to keep her team safe.
we really wanted to introduce a new form of utility into Overwatch. Obviously, this cat has a jetpack that actually stays on the entire time. She's flying in the air, but when you're up in the air, you will be able to transport allies with Lifeline. While in this mode, allies that are below her will be able to attach to Jetpack Cat's tether, and she can move them around the map. Lifeline opens up worlds of strategies. It can be used for something as simple as a taxi from spawn, or to fly an ulting Cassidy above the point. And because we all know cats love knocking things off ledges, Jetpack Cat's ultimate has her pouncing on enemies. The closest knockdown enemy is picked up by Jetpack Cat's tether, and then either flown off a ledge, dragged into the enemy team, or just taken for a joyride. We don't want to give too much away until you can play her for yourself.
But really, we are so excited for what Jetpack Cat unlocks and can't wait to see the plays you come up with. Beyond these first 5 heroes, we'll also be releasing a new hero every season, each one expanding how you can play alongside the ever-evolving story.
You will be able to get your hands on Domina, Anran, Emre, Mizuki, and Jetpack Cat when Season 1 launches on February 10th.